Hello guys and welcome again to podcast here. And no, not to go.
So now we're gonna talk about having a first child here in Italy. So when did you decide to have a child, or did you both decide, or did you agree that you want to have a kid?
Uh, th- well, to be honest, I think it wasn't planned at all. Like
Oh.
we tried like randomly, maybe.
We did talk about trying.
Mhm.
Um and I think at some point we decided that we want to, so
Mhm.
we did try a couple of times, but we're not really expecting anything
Mhm.
to happen from it because it's only a couple of times. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then I think we were surprised and we were happy. But at the same time, I'm very nervous. I was very nervous. But yeah.
So did you have like checkup? Did you go to GP, or were you referred to an OB-GYN? Do you have like preparations?
Yeah, to be honest, I talked to Royce first.
Okay.
Hi, Royce. Hi, Ron. Aaron again, one of our friends.
Yeah.
Because knowing her, like he's one of our friends, like first time mom as well.
Yeah.
That's why I went to her, referred to her. Like I remember taking a pregnancy test one day because I was just one day delayed, but then I felt like I'm more sleepier than ever, and I have like dizzy spells.
Mhm.
So because I was feeling weird, I thought maybe try a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
And then at that time, because I think it was too early,
Mhm.
the line there showed positive, but it was like very blurred.
Okay.
So I remember taking a picture of it, sending it to Royce, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm so happy! That's positive. That's positive."
Yeah.
So yeah, she was the one who's more,
Yeah.
glad about it.
Yeah.
But we prior to that, I don't think we went to any clinics just to
You
for
really
any for any advice or anything like that.
Yeah.
Mostly, I think because it happened faster than we expected, much faster.
So you were kind of thinking about it, but then
Yeah.
you didn't plan.
Yeah, thinking about it, but we weren't really planning it to happen
Yeah.
at that time. So it was sort of unexpected. But yeah, because I think prior to that we were only trying for 2 months, maybe 1 month
Oh, okay.
minimally.
Yeah.
So
It's like we were thinking if it
yeah, we were
happens.
thinking it happens.
Yeah, that's true. And then I remembered it was also Royce who told me. So when it's positive, then I should call. There's like this line, but I forgot. But you need to call the midwives and contact them and tell your GP that you're pregnant, so that you can get checked straight away.
Shout out to all the future moms.
Yeah.
So you know what to do. Um, just remember, if you're planning to get pregnant, and if it happens that you get pregnant, just contact your GP straight away. Tell that you're pregnant, so that they can like work around your prenatal checkups straight away.
Yeah, and also I think there are appointments available for mothers for those who want to be mothers before getting pregnant.
Before
So,
getting pregnant.
yeah, so I think you can always just contact your GP, ask them for any advices, and then they should be able to give you appointments and specialists on what you can do to, I guess, conceive better, or things that you can do to get ready,
Yeah.
that stuff, mentally, physically, emotionally. So I'm pretty sure they
They
do
can
offer that. So it's always just best to contact you.
And did you go when Liam was pregnant? Did you go to any like family like the labor things like the trainings where the man?
Yeah, there were like classes for
Yeah.
pregnant
There was
women.
only
Yeah.
They do offer that.
they do
I
offer
think
it,
you offer
but
as well.
I think that was when I was already 20 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a group class, and then they just mentioned about birthing and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's a one week
Yeah.
class.
I'm pretty sure that there are classes, like you said, kind of like, do they call it mass classes? I don't know. I'm sure that there are classes like, so
That's okay.
Yeah. So as Kevin was mentioning earlier, so you can go, anywhere. Like if you search on Google or any search engine. Depends on wherever you are in the UK. So location based, there are classes, but mainly sponsored by NHS.
Okay.
So there are also groups online that you can join. Group classes regarding breathing class, labor, and all that.
And is it like
Do you have to pay for that or?
No, it's actually free.
Oh, okay. And then do you have like a book or manual that you want to read? Do you usually pay?
It's more digital now. So they would send you a copy of the PDF file about labor and delivery if you want to. They will just send it straight to your email.
Then were you normal or did you have cesarean section?
So that was a long story. But initially we were planning to have a normal delivery for our baby. But then I was already 41 weeks. And then I wasn't having like any contractions at all. I was just having, well, false contractions is what you call it, but not true labor. And then since my bag of water or my membranes is still intact, they told me, okay, my midwife actually advised me to have my labor induced. So what you're gonna do then is that by the time you're like 40 weeks, you need to go to the hospital so that the nurses or the midwives can induce labor.
Yeah.
And it's like I think it's like 5 methods of labor induction, and the last one is what we call oxytocin drip, and that's like a hormone that it will give you continuous contractions. So the thing with the induced labor, it's a lot painful than the actual
really?
normal than the normal labor. So when you have so when you get induced labor, just be aware that you're gonna have really, really painful contractions. I remember I was admitted the 4th of September last year, and then I had like the first induction which is I think it's a catheter type. And then I wasn't dilated. My midwife checked me, and then I wasn't dilated at all. And then on the second day, they also tried like a gel type, which is too painful. Once I forgot what it was called, but then I had like 3 doses of that, and that caused me like not to sleep at all because of the painful contractions. And I remember they even gave me like diamorphine injection just so that I can sleep. Yeah. And so that I think on the 4th day, I had my water broke, and that's when I was just admitted to the DR, the delivery room. But yeah, so it's a lot painful. I think what I could say to most pregnant women who are trying to go for a normal delivery, I mean, if it's all, if it's just me, I would say just go CS straight away or cesarean straight away if you don't mind, having probably just a bit of a longer recovery because of this scar. But it's better than having all those type of like labor inductions and ending up to emergency CS, because I ended up having emergency cesarean just because of like a prolonged labor, not delivery, prolonged labor. So in the end, I ended up having a C-section anyway. Isn't it?
And I think just to add to that, because of course normal delivery is the best for the babies, for immunity, for all of that. One thing that we experienced ourselves is that we weren't able, or sorry, we underestimated how big our baby is. So we were really pushing for the normal delivery, which I think she was born at 4.56 kilograms. So if
That's so much.
that is very big.
Quite big, yeah.
I think I rarely hear any baby being more than 4 kilos.
Yeah, exactly. So she was big,
Yeah.
big. So,
Ready to go to school.
yeah, basically, she was already a kid when she got out. But yeah, like I was saying, we sort of underestimated how big she was gonna be, because I think around the 38th week was the last, no, 37th week was the last time she was measured. and
Ah,
she
after that,
was
you
yeah.
didn't-
After that, we didn't get any measurements, but of course, like I said, we underestimated how much the baby grows in like a 1 week time, 2 weeks time. So it's also a blessing in disguise that she had a cesarean, because if she had normal delivery, I don't think.
Yeah,
It's
she's
gonna
gonna
be-
struggle on.
Yeah, she's gonna struggle a lot, and
It's gonna be instrument.
it's gonna be instrumental. They're gonna use forceps, or they're gonna use the suction to get
also
her out,
Right.
as well as
Specific.
what do you call that when they had to scissor?
So you would have to like show.
Yeah, episiotomy. So that's definitely gonna happen because it's yeah,
It's gonna be a lot of horror there,
Yeah.
isn't it?
a lot of
Do you agree?
trauma or bonding.
Something.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what were your struggles as a first time parent?
There's a lot. I don't know where to start.
There's a lot because for us, it's just us two.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have a Filipino community here.
But it's not the same as a family.
Yeah, and they can't be here in our house every day and
Yeah.
every time, right? So
Yeah.
I guess that's also sort of like a struggle, and it's easier to have someone. It's easier to have to ask someone, but in the middle of the night, you can't really ask anyone
Yeah.
about anything. Right?
Call them here.
Yeah, you can't really when she's crying a lot. You can't really ask. We can't really ask them how. What did you do? Because every kid is different. So
Yeah.
what might have worked for their kids might not work for yours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the struggles, definitely. That it's there's no one else that we can rely on apart from us, apart from
She wants to be.
yeah. So there's that. It was only us two. So we're only relying on what we know, what we see, and which is honestly, it's not that difficult now with the technological age that we have. It's in the media, with Google searches.
Research everything.
But the problem there as well that you can search for everything, and everything will be, brought to you. You'll see everything you see.
Yeah.
There's just too much information out
Yeah,
there.
you get
It's hard to
overwhelmed.
filter. Yeah, you get overwhelmed.
And sometimes I think you don't know what is the truth, what
Right,
is
exactly.
what the things is gonna work for you, for your
Yeah.
baby,
Exactly.
and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were definitely worried about it. But when she came out and during their labor, they had sepsis. So she had an infection. Leanne also had an infection, and she had to go through antibiotics to and then she was also admitted to the neonatal ICU.
Right.
So she had to stay in there immediately after she was born because one, she's not getting enough oxygen. So she has to be plugged into the oxygen tanks, and also that she has to be on antibiotics, or I don't think I don't remember if it was immediately antibiotics or maybe something else at first, but she has to be monitored. That's the thing. And of course, when we found out at the time, first we were very happy that she's fine, she's alive. Because I think one of the first worries that we had was that we saw parents who had their child born, but the child wasn't crying, and that was sort of like a problem, right? Because the child should be crying
Yeah.
as soon as they got out. So when she did cry, that was one thing really, right? And then she was the good thing about the hospital is that everyone was there ready to sort of like assist on one because she has a possible infection. She had an infection. So everyone from the ICU, neonatal ICU, was ready there. And yeah, so there was also that. And going back to the part where, we had help, we stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks because she was going through antibiotics and Diane was also going through antibiotics.
Yeah.
And during those 2 weeks, we had a lot of help from the midwives in the hospital. So they were teaching us how to feed her, how to change the diaper, the nappy, how to hold her, how to lift her up from lying down, how to do this, how to do that. So the thing is, even if it was just us with all the worries that we had, the midwives in the hospital really helped us sort of like get into the groove of doing this, feeding her when we know she wants to feed, when we know she's sleepy, when we change napping.
Right.
So we had a lot of help in that regard, which of course no one really wants to stay in the hospital
Yeah.
Sure.
2 weeks.
And were you staying there? Young stayed there 2 weeks, but were you staying there or were you going home?
I was going home every now and again just to get
Get something.
just some things,
Like,
get McDonald's.
Very important.
Yeah, very important. KFC sometimes.
Yeah, because
Cravings.
it's worth of like hospital food. Is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
You'll get fed up.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think hospital food here is definitely much better than what
In general.
you would imagine.
Yeah.
Is hospital food.
I think in general in the world, its
Yeah,
trajectory is going up.
yeah. So
Hospital food.
yeah, it's decent. It's
Right.
decent. That's what it is.
I also want to add what struggles we face with bringing up a baby on our own, especially when we're far away from the home country. That the juggle of the hours, especially Kevin, because luckily enough that he's working from home and his work hours are flexible, so he's like more of a night shift worker. Because as a parent far away from where your home country is, you have to like do everything. It's not just taking care of the baby, you also have to do some household chores like cook for your family and also clean the house sometime as well. So during those times you also have to look after yourself. So it's between all of these things we share together. So sometimes it even comes to a point that he misses out doing some work as well. That's why he makes it up during the night.
Yeah.
I would say
It's the foreign
Yeah.
Boring thing.
so. I would
The moment.
say
For the week.
I would say it's nice that if it's you and your partner, because at the end of the day it's so rewarding knowing that it's only the two of you who survived
Yeah.
parenting.
Yeah.
But it would also help if you have like relatives over just
Yeah.
so they can
Yeah.
do some household chores for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, if you can get help from anyone, really, go for it. If you need to ask help
Yeah.
from anyone, go for it.
That's
Because I think that's one of the things that
Yeah.
that we're not really keen on doing. That you as much as possible you don't want to ask help
Yeah.
because you think that you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
You think that okay, well,
It's gonna be a burden.
It's gonna be a burden to these people. They're probably busy, all of that. But you can also keep in mind that these people, given that they're people that you treat their family and they also treat you like family, they are more than happy to help,
Yeah.
more than welcome to help.
And maybe they survive because of that same
Yeah.
way too. Like some
Yeah,
people
exactly.
help them.
So if they're offering help, definitely take it because you're gonna need it, that's for sure.
Especially on the newborn stage. In the first month, that's where it's most difficult because you only get like 3 hours of sleep, the maximum.
Yeah.
Because, as newborns, they get to be fed at
Yeah.
least 3 hours. Depends on whether you're doing breastfeeding or formula feeding. So that's when you need to sleep the most because it can really make you crazy.
Yeah. And you have problems with her in the milk, with her milk swells.
Yeah.
You told us.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
at first, because she was admitted to ICU, I wasn't able to like express milk. I think that was the third day after giving birth. That's only when the milk came out. But also I tried it, and then at 3 weeks, Tamina had a reaction, and we were rushed to A&E just for her to get checked because it was like worse eczema. It's all over her face, her neck, and her nape as well. So the pedia told us it might be cow milk allergy because she was also formula feeding and also having some breast milk. And that's when they advised that they prescribed a hypoallergenic milk. Good thing that we get it free of prescription, so we don't
Oh,
need to pay
wow.
for it.
Yeah, 'cause I think for one 400-gram tin, it's 35, and she goes through one tin in like 4 days.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Really funny.
yeah, so that's like maybe 70 a week. If
Yeah.
we're not paying, if
She's
it's not free.
looking at me saying, "Don't
Yeah,
tell the
don't-
guy."
Yeah, so it's not cheap because
Yeah.
it's hypoallergenic. But the good thing about it is well that what they said we get as prescription
Mhm.
from NHS, and we do that a lot. Yeah, and it's definitely bringing the costs down in terms of what the kind of that she's having. But of course, if we are to choose, whether to her having the regular milk than the hypoallergenic, we definitely would want her to have
The regular.
the regular milk
Yeah.
because she might not get used to the
The taste.
cow milk anymore, and the taste and smell of the hypoallergenic milk is not there.
Really?
I think to give a description to it, the one that she's drinking right now smells like dog treats.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it tastes like dog treats.
Yeah.
but it
I
does
did
smell.
taste it once, just out of
Oh,
curiosity, and it tastes something like between bitter and salty.
Ah, so it tastes nice.
But does it have like all the nutrients that she needs?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I reviewed the content of
Content,
the
yeah.
milk, and it all has the macronutrients as well as the micronutrients.
That's very important for the kid.
Yeah.
As long as it's healthy, she gets all the
Yeah,
nutrients.
because I think the allergy itself is proteins from the cow milk.
Mhm.
So when it's broken down, they have that cow milk proteins, and that's what's causing the allergy.
Yeah.
So it's all of that, and then I guess they removed the cow milk protein, but of course they have to change it with some other type of protein
Amino acids.
in there. So yeah, so maybe that's why it stays like that. But what we were told is that at that early age, she wouldn't smell or taste the milk yet,
Mm.
so it's fine. But as she's approaching the 6-month period, 7th month,
Yeah.
it's not gonna taste nice.
Yeah.
So
So what's gonna be the change? You gonna be doing something?
yeah, I mean, at the 6-month age, she's gonna start weaning.
No,
She's
the
she's
milk,
gonna
yeah.
start solids. She's gonna
We can
start
also
other
start
foods.
reintroducing the cow milk, but
We can start reintroducing cow milk like
gradually.
maybe around 8 months and very minimally,
Yeah.
kind of like microdosing
Mhm.
in a sense, just to see if she's gonna have any reactions to it or not,
Mhm.
So,
and just to get her used to it again.
well,
So did you have to pay for anything from the hospitalization, from the medication, antibiotics?
No,
We
we
have to pay for
didn't
anything?
pay any single cent.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Thanks, NHS.
Yeah, thank you, NHS again.
Everything. Even when we run out of clothes, when Tamina ran out of clothes because of that 2-week hospital stay, they even gave us clothes for her.
Oh, nice.
So they're really thank
It's very
you for all the
helpful.
midwives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very, and I think during that period, even if you're not staying there for 2 weeks, even if you're just staying there for one day,
Mhm.
if you need kind of like milk, you didn't buy milk, or
Yeah,
you don't have it on hand, and the baby's still looking for it. They do have bottles that they can give you, even nappies,
Mhm.
everything really. They have everything in there that you might need during your stay there. And again, it's all free. It should be covered under NHS. And yeah, they're really taking care of you. They're doing all the checkups. Every now and again, I think at least 3 or 4 times a day, we
Mhm.
have a doctor coming in,
Yeah.
a nurse coming in, checking
Checking
her, checking Tamina, checking Diane,
Mhm.
because they're both admitted
Mhm.
and under antibiotics.
what's the right question we would like to ask? So we've been doing it for some time now, and the question.
What do you want? What do you want to advise?
Yeah, what do you want to advise to future moms?
Yeah, future moms or anyone.
Like look after your health
Yeah.
beforehand, because
And
you,
after.
you did tell us that you didn't plan for a long time, but
Yes.
obviously all your life you were thinking about it in the back of your mind, so you were holding that health.
Yes. So I have, yeah, so I have things to give if you want to take it as advice. So for those who are planning to get pregnant, the main thing is don't get stressed because like most scientific tests as well as healthcare professional, stress plays a big factor in getting in conceiving. Like we said, for us, we didn't intend to like plan on getting pregnant. So just, for couples who are trying to get, to conceive, just take your mind off it for a while. Just enjoy your couplehood, and then, if it happens, it happens. Also, on the more scientific side of things, if you want to get pregnant, just start on getting pregnancy vitamins already, because it helps with your overall health. So there's one brand as well. It's called Pregnacare, and you can take it. You can have it over the counter without any prescription. For men, I can't say like any kind of like vitamins, but maybe you can have, you can go to your GP and ask for it. So that's it for couples who want to conceive. And then,
Maintain like a healthy
yeah,
lifestyle, like
healthy
that.
lifestyle as well.
Less than alcohol.
Less
Yeah, less
alcohol, more sleep as well.
That helps.
Mostly,
That
yeah.
helps.
Yeah, but that's part of the nursing life, isn't
Yes.
it?
And also, if you can afford it, if you want to like get your relatives here from wherever you are, especially for like us Filipinos, you can have your relatives here for like vacation, and also can do childcare, especially when you're planning to go back to work after your maternity leave, because it would take the toll of things, would take the burden off your shoulders, like, somebody looking for your child, especially when
Yeah.
it's a two household income. Because if both of you are working, then especially if both of you are not working from home, then you need somebody to look after your child. Because
Yeah.
honestly speaking, childcare here is very expensive. For us, before ILR, or I think when you're already ILR or settled here, you can only have like 15 hours per week free childcare. But I'm not sure about this. You don't quote me on this. You can check it on the gov.uk website and look for the specifics.
Mm.
But you only have 15 or 30 hours per week free childcare, and if you pay for it, depends on the nursery or the daycare. It's going to be too expensive.
Yeah.
I think it's much more cheaper if you have somebody to partner over. Just pay
Sure,
for their,
sure.
Yeah.
shoulder their ticket.
And it's better, I think it's like somebody you know who is coming
Yeah,
who helps.
definitely.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think just to give an idea on how much it is, I know we have a friend who paid for childcare without assistance. And I think it's like around £1,000 per month.
Mm.
So it's a big chunk of
Yes,
expenses of your
yeah.
salary just for childcare. Which I think around that time it's probably the full week as well. Full 8 hours, 40 hours a week, but still.
That's a lot of money.
Still a lot of money
Yeah.
for childcare.
Mhm. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for this.
Taking the time for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your.
Yeah, when you have a kid.
It is. And also
I'm-
on that note, just be prepared for all that sleepless nights.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's rewarding though. Don't get me wrong. It's hard, but it's rewarding.
Yeah, that's true.
So thank you guys. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for doing the podcast with us.
Welcome. Our
Really
pleasure.
happy. Yeah. And please, guys, hit the like, subscribe, and
Big.
the notification button as well. Yeah.
We'll have more vlogs and podcasts.
Please follow our channel.